Good evening to you, dear aspirants. It's 7:30 p.m. So let us start our class today with respect to our preparations. Yes, Anjali, good evening. So it's 7:30 p.m. and today we are going to discuss some most important MCQs with respect to the prelims examination. Okay, and during course of this session, you will be able to learn a lot with as far as the technique, the trend, the style of asking questions by the UPSC. So first of all, here is a question related to UPSC itself. So consider the following statement with respect to constitutional provision for UPSC. Constitutional provision for Union Public Service Commission, that is UPSC. So what are the constitutional provisions? And we have three statements. Number one, the Constitution specify the strength of the commission. So we have to examine whether this statement is correct or not. Now, uh, now the second statement, members of the UPSC submit their resignation to the Prime Minister. So both these statements seem not to be correct. So the third statement, let us see. UPSC recommends criteria for reservation of seats for appointments of backward classes in the government. Isprihaji, good evening. Very good evening. And how are you after taking the second shot, that is Covishield or Covaxin? So whichever you have taken. So how are you feeling? Okay, is it okay? No fever? I I should expect that you are all right. So UPSC recommends criteria for reservation of seats for appointment of backward classes in the government. So which of the above statement is are correct? A 1-2 only, B 3 only, C 2-3 only. Sir, थोड़ा सा खांसी है बस. Okay, खांसी. So for खांसी you should take up lukewarm water. Okay, lukewarm water. Isprihaji is answering 3 only and B is the correct answer. So your answer is correct. Third statement is correct. Anjali, you are also correct. UPSC recommends criteria for reservation of seats for appointment of backward classes in the government. So this statement is correct. So the Union Cabinet recently gave its approval to National Policy on Electronics. So Shubhangi is also joining us. So sir, good evening. Yes, Shubhangi. Yesterday you were absent. Okay. I was very much anxious to know where are you. And Seema too. Okay. You all are very much young, smart, and filled with energy. So by 7:29 you should join. Okay, you should not come at least 1 or 2 minutes late. Take for example, there a program of CM in your district. What will happen? Will you reach after arrival of CM? Okay, then just you will have to face the music. Okay, so I was writing answer. Okay, Chandan Kumar, good evening. Yes, very good evening. Yes, why not? So you should not reach after arrival of CM or whosoever be the chief guest. Okay, so it's a very uh, important that you should be punctual and devoted to your duty. So here is a question related to Union Cabinet recently gave its approval to the National Policy on Electronics, NPE. The abbreviated form is NPE. In this context, consider the following statement, and we have only three statements, dear aspirants. It is the first of its kind policy to focus on electronic system design and manufacturing, ESDM, electronic system design and design and manufacturing. So it is ESDM. Second statement, it calls for the creation of sovereign patent fund for acquiring intellectual property IPs in ESDM sector. The third statement, a modified special incentive package scheme MSIPS MSIPS has been provided to promote R&D in emerging technology. So which of the following statement is are correct? A, 1 2 only, B, 2 only, C, 2 3 only, and D, 3 only. So here, dear aspirants, the second statement, it calls for the creation of a sovereign patent fund for acquiring intellectual property IPs. This statement is correct. So our answer should be B, and the first statement and second statements are not correct. Are not correct. So let us see the something about development banks in our country. Development banks. So this area is very important and favorite area as far as UPSC prelims exam is concerned. Which of the following statements are correct regarding development banks in India? So we have four statements, and you have to find out the correct answer. These are financial institutions that provide long-term credit for capital intensive investments. Second, IDBI was India's first development bank aimed at financing industrial investments. Then the third statement, in India, the idea of development banks first emerged during the economic reforms in 1991. Fourth statement, development banks are often funded and supported by international institutions. Is it correct? So A, 2 and 4 only, B, 1 and 4 only, C, 1 2 3, and D, 1 2 4 only. So dear aspirants, here in this question, okay, here in this question, what should be our answer? So our answer should be, I think, 1 2 3. It is these are financial institutions that provide long-term credit for capital intensive investment. This statement is correct. And then development banks are often funded and supported by international institutions. This statement is also correct. So Anand ji, good evening, very good evening, but you are late. So Anjali Sah, 1 and 4, this is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. IDBI was India's first development bank. This is not correct. This is not correct. So this is not correct. So now then, in India, the idea of development banks first emerged during economic reforms in 1991. This statement is also not correct. So Anjali, you are absolutely correct, having answer 1 and 4. So 1 and 4 statements are correct. Now here is a question related to art and culture. Art and culture. So traditional block printing technique and estates. So you have to find out the correct matching. The correct matching. Dear aspirants, Bangru, Bagru, 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 then estates Gujarat, Ajrak, Ajrakh, okay, Ajrakh, Ajrak, Andhra Pradesh, and Kalamkari, okay, you might be knowing it, Kalamkari, Rajasthan. So you have to match, okay, A to B. Okay, so what is going to be your answer, dear aspirants? Here you should 3 1 2. Okay, the correct answer is 3 1 2. So Bagru belongs to Rajasthan, then Ajrak, Gujarat, and Kalamkari, Andhra Pradesh. Kalamkari, Andhra Pradesh. So this should be written. Okay, please write it in your notebook. Please write it in your notebook. So that these are the printing techniques. Yes, Kalamkari, Andhra Pradesh, very good, Isprihaji. So Bangru, Rajasthan, and Ajrak, Gujarat. Ajrak, Gujarat. So these are the block printing techniques. Yes, please write it. Block printing techniques. If you will read the book on art and culture, by Nitin Singh Hania. You will find this question there. You will find this description there. Okay. So Bangru, Rajasthan, BAG. Okay. RU, then Ajrak. Okay. This is Gujarat, and Kalamkari, Andhra Pradesh. I hope that you have understood and you have written it. Now I change the segment, inflation. Okay, inflation can be controlled by which of the following measures? So you have to find out the right measure to control inflation. Okay, number one, importing items which are in short supply. Importing items which are in short supply. Second, increasing the repo rate. Okay. Third, technological innovation to increase production. And four, reducing the cash reserve ratio, CRR, reducing. So select the correct answer. A, 131 only, B, 241 only, B, 241 only, and C, 123 only, and D, 134 only. So Anandji is telling 3 4 technological innovation, but why do you opt for 4? Okay, reducing cash reserve ratio, it has got no effect on inflation. CRR. So CRR has got no effect. So the answer should be 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3. Yes, importing items which are in short supply. What happened during the previous year? The pulses, the price of pulses all of a sudden rose up. Okay, then import was the solution. So importing items which are in short supply, this is correct. Okay, to control inflation. Then increasing repo rate, yes, this is also one of the measures. Technological innovation to increase production, yes, if the production is being increased, then it will meet the demand of the market. So this is appropriate. Then the fourth one, reducing the CRR, that is cash reserve ratio. This is not, this has got no relationship with controlling inflation. So the right answer is 1 2 3. Anjali and Ispriha both are correct. 1 2 3, option C is correct. So this way, dear aspirants, you are learning and you are getting by heart, you are understanding, and you are conceptualizing the most important areas from which UPSC asks question in the prelims examination or the mains examination. Okay, so the next question is very, very interesting. It relates to disturbance in biochemical. Okay, biogeochemical. Okay, please write it. Biogeochemical cycles may accelerate global warming. In this context, consider the following statement. Okay, so let me reread for your better understanding. Disturbance in biogeochemical cycles may accelerate global warming. In this context, consider the following statement. Statement number one, these cycles represent the flow of material and energy in circulation in an ecosystem. The second statement, in gaseous cycle, the reservoir is the atmosphere, and in sedimentary cycle, the reservoir is the earth's crust. So try to understand. The third statement, in carbon cycle, the CO2 is released after the biodegradation of dead organic matter. So which of the above statement is are correct? A, 1 2 only, B, 2 3 only, C, 3 only, and D, 1 2 3 only. So dear aspirants, in this MCQ, the answer should be 2 and 3. In gaseous cycle, the reservoir is the atmosphere, and in sedimentary cycle, the reservoir is the earth's crust. In carbon, the CO2 is released after the biodegradation of dead organic matter. The first statement is not correct. Why do I say? Because these cycles represent the flow of material and energy in circulation is in an ecosystem. This statement is not correct. Yes, 2, 3 should be the answer. So we have got the right answer. Anandji and Ispriha both are correct. So dear aspirants, let us move to the next question. And this question I am bringing for you from modern Indian history. Modern Indian history. So CTFS for, with regard to respect to the Government of India Act of 1935. Dear aspirants, the Government of India GOI Act of 1935, and we have four statements. Statement number one, it provided for establishment of a federal public service commission. So you have to examine whether the GOI Act 1935 provided the establishment of a federal public service commission or not. Now the second statement, it abolished diarchy in the provinces and introduced provincial autonomy in its place. So once again, you have to examine this statement. Now the third statement, it extended the principle of communal representation by providing separate electorates for depressed classes, women and labor. And the fourth statement, it introduced for the first time bicameralism and direct election in the central legislature. So all these four statements are very, very important, and you have to find out the correct statement through codes. A 1 2 3 only, B 2 4 only, C 1 3 only, and D 1 2 3 4. So you have to find the correct answer, dear aspirants. And here the 1 2 3 statement are correct. First statement, it provided for the establishment of a federal public service commission. This statement is correct. So you please write 1935 features, 1935 contributions, 1935, okay, the main importance, okay, importance. So 1 2 3, it provided for establishment of a federal public service commission. The second statement, it abolished diarchy in provinces, and secondly, it introduced provincial autonomy in its place. And third statement, it extended the principle of communal representation by providing separate electorates to depressed classes, women and labor. So, and the fourth statement, it introduced for the first time bicameralism. No, this statement is not correct. And direct election in central legislature, this is also not correct. So this way our answer should be 1 2 3, that is A. Okay, that is A. Dear aspirants, now one more question related to this science and technology. Salinity. So salinity is the term used to define the total content of dissolved salts in seawater. So CTFS with reference to ocean salinity. Okay, ocean salinity. So this question relates to geography, more or the less geography. So we have four statements. Now the salinity of water in surface layer of ocean depends mainly on evaporation and precipitation. So you have to examine this statement. Second statement, any change in temperature or density influences the salinity of water in an area. Then third, higher the temperature and lesser the number of rivers draining into the sea, more will be salinity of concerned sea. And fourth, wind influences the salinity of water in an area. So you have to examine all these four statements, whether correct or not. A 1 2 only, B 2 3 only, C 1 2 3, and D 1 2 3 4. So dear aspirants, our answer should be D. All the statements are correct. So for your better and understanding with regard to ocean salinity, yes Anjali, wonderful, Isprihaji, wonderful, great. So for your better understanding, please, okay, please listen, and if possible write it. ocean salinity. This is very important topic as far as prelims examination is concerned, dear aspirants. The salinity of water in the surface layer of ocean depends mainly on evaporation and precipitation. So these are the two things you must write it. Now the second statement, any change in temperature or density influences the salinity of water in an area. So this is also very, very important. Higher the temperature and lesser the number of rivers draining into the sea, more will be salinity to the concerned sea. And the fourth, wind influences the salinity of water in an area. So wind has also great role to play as far as ocean salinity is concerned. Now, this question, the coming question relates to the recent happening. So recently, the Supreme Court, that is the apex court of our country, observations on CAG report. So called Controller Auditor General, CAG. CAG report on Rafale fighter aircraft. You might have gone through this news article in the newspaper, The Hindu. So Rafale fighter aircraft have brought into focus the issue of redaction, REDACTION. Which of the following statement is are correct regarding redaction? So you have to find the correct explanation of the term redaction, REDACTION. Dear aspirants, we have three statements. Number one, it is defined as obscuring sensitive information from a document prior to its publication. So is it redaction? Now the second, the Controller Auditor General's Duties, Powers and Conditions of Service Act 1971 provides the reductive pricing to be included in its reports submitted to the president. Now the third statement, it is a common practice used by supreme audit institutions, SAI, in Commonwealth countries. So select the correct answer using the code A1 only, B3 only, C12 only, and D123. So dear aspirants, this way you have to find out the answer. So one is Prihaji is telling one, and you are absolutely correct. It is defined as obscuring sensitive information from a document prior to its publication. So this is the definition of redaction, REDACTION. And a second statement and third statements are obviously incorrect. At first glance, if you have reasoning, okay, and if you are going to apply your mind, then you will find that 2 and 3 statements are not correct. So our answer should be A, is Prihaji is absolutely correct. So first statement is correct. Now incorrect. Okay, because we have taken so many questions related to correct. And now you have to find out incorrect. Okay, so which of the following statements are incorrect regarding Sarus crane? Sarus crane, CRANE. Number one, it is a large non-migratory crane endemic to Indian subcontinent. Non-migratory crane endemic to Indian subcontinent. Second, it is listed as vulnerable in IUCN red data list. And the third statement, it is an omnivorous creature generally inhabiting the natural wetlands with low water depth. Now select the answer, okay, correct answer, okay, using the code given below. What correct answer? You have to find out the statement incorrect regarding Sarus crane. A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, 1 and 2, and D, 2 and 3. Dear aspirants, okay, please repeat options. Yes. Number one, it is a large non-migratory crane endemic to the Indian subcontinent. Okay, one, two. The second statement, it is listed as vulnerable. No, it is not listed as vulnerable in the IUCN red data list. Okay, and it is an omnivorous creature. This is also incorrect. So our answer should be one only. Okay, it is a large, okay, it is a large non-migratory crane endemic to the Indian subcontinent. This is incorrect. And second and third statements are correct. Okay, so it is listed as vulnerable. This is correct. And it is an omnivorous creature. This is correct. So our answer should be one, because we have to find out the incorrect statement. So time and again I repeat that whenever you are asked to find out the incorrect or wrong statement, dear aspirants, you should read twice. So two, three statements are okay, correct. So incorrect is one. It is a large non-migratory crane endemic to the Indian subcontinent. This is yes, is Priyaji, correct. So the answer is one only A. The answer is one only A. Now let us move to the next important question. And dear aspirants, here we find, okay, here we find, yes, Anandji, very good. Here we find some interesting question related to matching paintings and estate. Once again, so Patkar, Bihar, Paitkar, Patkar, Bihar. Then Pattachitra, Patta, Pattachitra, Pattachitra, Jharkhand, and Madhubani, Odisha. So you have to match paintings with that of state. Dear aspirants, are you able to match it? Yes, of course. Why not? So 2, 3, 1. Patkar, Jharkhand, Paitkar, Patkar, Jharkhand. Then Pattachitra, Odisha, and Madhubani, Bihar. Okay, Madhubani painting belongs to Bihar. Then Patkar, this belongs to Jharkhand. Yes, and Pattachitra, this belongs to Odisha. So this way, okay, you should develop the practice. Okay, day by day you are growing up. Day by day you are adding new feathers to your cap, and this has to be done. Every day is very, very important, dear aspirants. You should not leave a single day. Okay, no, today I am not good. Okay, just learn with this type of thing. Yesterday, Sprihaji took vaccination, and yesterday she attended the class, and today she is attending. Though she has developed a little bit, okay, little bit khasi, okay, but that is not putting a hurdle, that is not putting an obstacle in her spirit and temperament with respect to preparations for the competitive examinations like UPSC or JPSC. So she is very much there. So we should appreciate and we should learn. We should learn. You should not leave a single moment. Single moment, dear aspirants. Every second is very, very important with respect to your competitive examination. And take oath, take vow that you will not leave a single stone untouched with respect to your preparations. So this way you have to ensure. So you have to be some sort of you should maintain aloofness. So don't intermingle, okay, with society. Keep yourself aloof. Okay, shut up the doors. Shut up the doors. Then WhatsApp, Instagram, all these social platforms like Facebook. No, not at all. Okay, not at all. So if you have to read, please read the Google Samachar, BBC, CNN, The Hindu. These are very, very important. Now the daily analysis of the Hindu, that is also very, very important. You should read the Hindu. Then you should complete the NCRT books and syllabus, dear aspirants. That is also very, very important. Every day, at least every day, once you should go through the syllabus. What is there in GS paper 1? What is there in GS paper 2? That is generally known as CSAT. And then after, you should also read the syllabus of the mains examination, so that you should know the topics. When you will know the topics, okay, you will conceptualize the topics, then you will be able to read the newspaper very well. Because reading newspaper, you may say classified advertisement, okay, that relates to bride and bridegroom, that is not important, dear aspirants. The sports page, that is also not so much important. Okay, there are so many political news in the newspaper. Those, okay, somebody left the political party A, somebody joined the political party B. Such things are, okay, having least importance as far as your UPSC examination is concerned. But the articles, okay, those articles related to economy, related to Indian constitution, related to science and technology, dear aspirants, some innovations, some you may say historical facts, geographical facts. You should take care of all those current affairs, current related happenings, because please believe, those current related facts are going to become a question either in the prelims examination or in the mains examination. Dear aspirants, this way you have to ensure your preparation. So be alert. Now here is a question related to UBI and what does it mean? Okay, it doesn't mean Union Bank of India, but here it is Universal Basic Income. And this is the concluding question, dear aspirants. The idea of Universal Basic Income, UBI, has been debated intensely in recent times. So CTFS regarding UBI, taking into account the socio-economic and political conditions of India. So, and we have three statements. The idea of UBI promotes the values enshrined in Article 21, Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. Second, Sikkim has become the first Indian state to execute UBI. So please write it in your notebook, dear aspirants. Universal Basic Income, UBI. Yes, sorry. The third statement, it can create distortion in the domestic labor market. So this way we have all these three statements, and we have to find out the correct statement, dear aspirants, through codes. A, 1 only, B, 2 and 3 only, C, 1, 3 only, and D, 1, 2, 3 only. So, dear aspirants, Sikkim has become the first Indian state to execute UBI. This statement is not correct. Rest 2, 1 and 3 are correct. So our answer should be C. Our answer should be C. Okay. Second statement is not correct. Second statement is not correct. Okay. So the idea of UBI promotes the values enshrined in the Article 21 of Indian Constitution. Please write it. Article 21. Then it can create distortion in the domestic labor market. This statement is also correct. UBI, Universal Basic Income. Universal Basic Income. So tomorrow, because it has become time, 30 minutes we have already spent. So tomorrow I will explain UBI, because I hope you all are not understanding UBI. Okay, so it is Universal Basic Income, and tomorrow I will start with this terminology. So thank you for joining me in such a good number, and it shows your devotion, dedication towards your goal of life, towards your aim of life. Dear aspirants, you have chosen, okay, civil services, and you have dreamt, okay, for getting this job, which is the most prestigious job in our country. becoming IAS. So please make yourself. Please prepare yourself. Please do hard work. Okay. Please don't spend your time here and there. Try to concentrate, and so many advices, so many good things I speak every day. Please follow those words. So with these words, let me say good night to all of you and my blessings. Thank you. Bye bye.